So just come into your standing position, standing tall. And we're going to start off by giving just the right hand a shake this evening. We're going to take it really slowly and segmentally. So just first of all, feel into your thumb, base of your thumb, the joints, first finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your little finger. So if you can hear a funny noise, a strange noise coming from the room, my cat's in the room with me. And I'm just going to see how it goes, because I've been missing her company recently and I've managed to get her to stay in a little bit. So we've got Parker back this evening. I just feel that lovely flow as it moves into the wrist and into the forearm. And then just tilt the body forward and shake down into your elbow and shake into your shoulder. And separate your feet so a little bit further apart and let your head, neck and shoulder relax down there as you relax your arm down towards the ground. And then just pause and let your arm be still. And then take that arm over towards the left side and just start to create a circle. Have your toes pointing slightly out so you can sink down. And breathe in as you come up. And breathe out as you sink down. And then just pause with your arm up overhead. Take a nice deep stretch all the way up from the bottom of the right foot. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just let that arm come overhead. I'm just going to let the cat out. There you go, Parker. Goodbye. And then let your arm relax down in front and just let your right arm come back down by your side. And then you might notice a massive difference between the two. So we'll just start to give the left hand a shake as well. And first of all, loosen all the fingers and the thumb. And then feel down into your thumb, into the base of the thumb and the joints. Your first finger, middle finger, the ring finger and your little finger. And then feeling that vibration as it flows into the palm of your hand. That shaking movement into the wrist and the forearm. And then feel it flow up into the bicep and the shoulder. And then we just tilt the body forward and shake down to the ground. And again, just feel, is there any tension, tiredness, the day, anything that's been a bit heavy, just letting it all go down to the ground. And then we're going to bring both arms in, actually. Give both arms a shake down there. And then just pause. Taking your left arm towards the right side to start to create a circle. With your arm sinking down into the knees. Breathing in as you raise up and sinking down. Breathing out as you come down. And then just pause with that left arm up overhead. Reach up, stretch up on the left. And then let the arm come overhead. Press down into the sole of the left foot. Lovely, take a breath in. And relax that arm down. Fabulous. Just taking your weight into your left leg. Pop your hands onto your hips and circle the toes on your right foot. So we're just circling the toes around. Just taking a moment or two to balance. After a few circles in one direction, change your direction. And then let your foot have a little shake. Feel the sole of your foot relaxing. Again, just feel as though any tension or tiredness being released, and then feel that movement, that vibration go up into your calf muscle and your knee. Doing brilliantly. Feel it go up into your thigh and your hip. And then let the leg come in front. And then just pause. Swap feet, so you come onto your right foot, left foot lifts. And just begin your circling. Just relaxing your toes. And change direction. And then when you're ready, give your foot a shake. Just try and make the foot as loose as possible. If you feel like you're wobbling a bit, just hold on to the wall or something. Don't worry about, apparently, and I don't know if this is true, I don't think it is, but I like it anyway. So a yoga teacher once said, every time you lose your balance and you correct it, you get more brain cells. It always makes us smile anyway. So just feel that vibration as it goes into your calf muscle and your knee, and then into your thigh. And the leg comes in front and just across the body for a second. And then bring your foot back, place it onto the ground, and then give your whole body a bit of a shake out. Let any tightness and tension just be released. And then come back to standing. Now for this next thing we're going to do, you might want to hold on to a wall or something, because we're going to swing the leg backwards and forwards. And it does make it a bit easier if you've got a wall to hang on to or something. Because what we're going to do is stretch out these muscles here. They're called the psoas muscles, and we do a lot on the ground kneeling, but it's nice to do stuff standing up. So I'm going to put my hands on my hips, because if I hold onto a wall, I can't see you. And just start letting your leg move backwards and forwards, but remember to lift your toes. And when your leg's moving, don't need to push it, just let it work on its own. You want to try and keep your leg in line with your hips. And after a few minutes, do about a little while of doing it, your leg will start to lift higher as the psoas muscle loosens up. And then pause, pop your glutes on and lift your leg up. And then just lift your leg out to the side so your knees bent, and then down onto the ground. And then we'll do it 2 more times. So leg lifts up, out to the side, down and up to the side and down. Place your foot down. And then take the weight into the right leg. Pop your glutes on and let your leg begin its swinging. And just keeping your leg in line with your hip and noticing how the leg lifts that little bit higher as the psoas muscle stretches out. We work with psoas, we really release feelings of stress. Can we get really tight if we do a lot of sitting or standing? And then pause. Lift your leg. And then take the leg out to the side, down to the mat, and then 2 more times. Leg lifts. And then final time. Fabulous. So if we've thoroughly worked out the legs and the psoas, let's have a little Just coming down towards the hips and just placing both feet onto the ground. Pop your hands onto your hips and circle your hips a few times. And we'll go one direction and change direction. Your hips come to that stationary position. Bring your feet so they're a little bit more than hip distance. And we're just going to start turning from left to right. Let your arms be loose. And keep your arms low to begin with, because we're going to wake up the spine. The arms will gradually start to lift. So your arms probably around elbow height now. And just notice where you can feel the stretch in your back. And feel as though it's a relaxing movement. Each time you twist, it just helps release the day, any tiredness. And then let your arms come up that bit higher so they come to shoulder height. And then into the space above. Feel in the air. A sense of letting go once more. And then your arms come in. Lift your heels from the ground. And let the sternum lift. You've got a nice stretch moving through your spine. And we'll add a dynamic step into this one. So you're moving a bit faster, getting your heart rate going, getting the blood moving through your body. And again, the arms start to lift up. The arms around elbow height. And then we're coming up to shoulder height once more. And then let the arms go up into the space above. The arms come down. And then our next stage is to bend the knees into a lunge. So you're stretching out the quadriceps, the muscles in the thighs. Just sink down as far as what's comfortable for you. And then make your way back up to standing. This. So let's just work with the shoulders, and then I've got something else I want to do. So with your shoulders, just stop circling your shoulders. And synchronizing your breath, so you're breathing in as they lift. Breathe out as they come back down. That's great. And then just start to work with the right one and then the left. So you're unraveling the tension and tightness. Allow it to be a movement that's led by your shoulders. You feel it in your hips and all the way into your ankles. And start to lift your elbows. And we get into those difficult muscles to reach the intercostal muscles, the muscles in the ribs. And you've got circles at the side of your body. And then lengthen your arms down and swing your arms through. And as you move, you'll feel this stretch through the obliques, so the muscles on the front of the body, and into the quadratus lumborum, the muscles on the side of the body underneath the arms. And then take it one step further so you go into a figure of 8. And just begin to explore the space around. Have your palms facing one another. So they're about a hand width apart. And just start to move around the body, creating these figure of 8s. And you can start up around the level of the abdomen. And then use the movement to direct where you need to stretch out the most. So you could take the arms up high, low, let the movement lead you. Both palms are facing one another, and you've got these number 8s on its side. Let's make your way back to standing. Just take a couple of breaths. Feel your spine lengthen. Release your hands down by your sides. You could even close your eyes for a moment or two as you reconnect to that stillness. Okay, I've got another body prep that I want to work with. And just need to separate your feet a little bit further apart. Have your feet facing forwards. And pop your core muscles on, feel your spine lengthen. And then just let your left knee bend and sink down into the left side so you feel a stretch on the inside of the right thigh. And just sinking down through the hips. Facing forwards. And then engage core, lift up and sink into the other side. And then engage core muscles, lift up and sink down. Lifting up and sinking. Fabulous. Come back up to standing. And just turn both toes out, 5 past 5 2. Going to work with the goddess pose once more. So just check when you're in this standing position that you're able to sink down and your hips are going to go straight down and it's not hurting your knees in any way. So it's all about lowering the hips, really. So we're going to pop core muscles on and lengthen the spine. Cross the arms over in front of the body, and it's as though you've been lifted up by your elbows. Now breathe in as those arms lift up, palms face forward, and then just sink down through your hips and hold. So you feel steadiness. And then you're going to cross the left arm in front of the right. Breathe in, lift up, straighten your legs once more. Lift all the way up, stretching out, and then you come down and you sink down a fraction more, so just a tiny bit more. Cross the right arm in front of the left, breathe in, lift up. Use that breath, feel as though your breath, your lungs expanding and lifting you, and then you're sinking, coming down a bit more still, and then lifting. And then we relax. Lifting back up. And then this time as you come down, place your hands onto your thighs, lift the sternum, tuck the coccyx under so your back's nice and straight. And feel as though you're again sinking down through your hips, and you'll feel the muscles on the inside of the thighs start to work for you. And we just hold in there for a moment or two. Breathe in steadily, deeply in your goddess stance. Tuning into your power, wisdom. Lovely. We're going to cross the arms over now and straighten up, lifting all the way up. Sternum lifts, and this time you're coming down once more. You sink down a little bit more. Crossing the arms over in front, coming back up. Now this time, this is the time you're going to come down and sink down. Keep the arms open and the palms expand. And you just sink there for a moment. You rest in your power and strength. Breathe in, lift up, let the hands clap up overhead. And then draw your hands down in front of your heart. Walk your feet back together. And release your hands down by your sides. Again, close your eyes once more. Wonderful. So just come into a standing position. Core muscles engaged, sternum lifted. And just let the tips of the fingers interconnect. And all we're going to do is breathe in, lift the hands up to the level of the throat. So the hands are just underneath your chin. So bend your elbows and bring your hands in towards your chin. That's it. And then turn the palms down so they face down towards the ground. And then sink down into your knees, press down into your hands, stretch into your fingers, keep your back straight, and then lift both arms up in front. Breathe in as you lift up, and then release your arms, let both arms come down either side of your body. That's it. So we're going to repeat this movement 4 more times. Breathe in, lift the hands up to the level of the throat. Breathe out, press down into your hands, press down into your knees, create circle in front, lift up. That's it. And release the arms, let the arms come down. Breathing in. Breathe out. So we're synchronizing breath and movement. Stretching out the spine, and we're relaxing the shoulders, the arms. You breathe in, breathe out, sink down. Lift up. And release those arms. Create that big circle in front. So your movement synchronized with your breath. You breathe in to the level of your throat, breathe out. And we're creating circles. That's great. So I think you've all got into the rhythm. So arms lift up, you release, the hands come down. Now just move your feet a little bit further apart. You might want to have your toes turned out again. And again, we're going to breathe in to the level of the throat. Breathe out, sink down, sink into the hips, palms face forward, you lift up, stretching up and release, create that circle in front. So we're repeating all these movements a few times. So you breathe in, you're drawing up strength. You breathe out, you sink down, palms face forward, lift and release. So feel as though you're breathing in steadiness and strength. Connecting with the earth, you've got strength in your legs. Lift. Lovely, breathing in to level of the throat. Breathe out, sink down, bend your knees. And lifting up. Lovely, just one more time. And sinking down, final time. Now bring your right foot forward, have your left foot behind, and the toes of your left foot just turned out ever so slightly. Check you can move backwards and forwards. You can transfer your weight. Really anchor down through the feet so your feet and your legs feel strong. And then come back to a neutral position. You want to have your hips in neutral, core muscles on. Interlace your hands again. Front leg straight to begin with. And then we're going to bring, I'll turn sideways so it's easier to see. Breathe into the level of your throat. And then as you breathe out, bend that front leg and keep your hands close to your body. And then lift your arms all the way up, stretch up. So you've got a big diagonal stretch. Press down into the heel of your left foot. Take a nice big deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, create that circle all around as you straighten your leg and your arms come down. That's it. Breathe into the throat level. Breathe out, bend that front knee. Hips, pelvis in neutral. Lift up into that diagonal, big stretch. And then release. Lovely. Breathing in. You release. Let's lift up. Now this time as your arms come up, we're going to pause and stretch into it. So check that your knees your legs are strong, but the joints aren't locked. Press down into the left foot and then just stretch through the back, through the shoulders, into the arms, into the hands. Lovely. Take another deep breath in, core muscles on. And then release and let your arms just descend down. Now change feet over so your left foot's in front and your right foot's behind. And just check you can move comfortably. Pause for a second, interlace your hands, breathe into throat level. Breathe out, bend that leading knee. Core muscles on as you create that circle overhead and release. We're going to flow with this movement a few times. So if you're comfortable with it, you can move at your own rate with your own breath. Release the arms. Always try and keep your arms and hands in the periphery of your vision so you're not locking your shoulders. And try not to overstretch either, especially if you've got like hypermobile joints. Breathe into throat level. Breathe out. And then this next time, pause with your arms up overhead, and we're going to sink into a deep stretch. So you're just pressing down into the heel of your right foot, get your hips into a neutral position, stretching through the spine, into the fingers. Lovely big stretch through your back. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, straighten your leg, let your hands come down. Fantastic. We're going to come back to a wide legs, fairly wide leg stance now. Not a massive step, a bit more than about shoulder distance. And then interlace your hands again. And then we come up to the throat level. Breathe in. As you breathe out, come down into a forward bend. And we're just going to pause down here in this forward bend. Come down with straight legs as far as what's comfortable for you. And then bend your knees and let your abdomen rest onto your thighs. And then engage core muscles, breathe in and lift up with a straight back. And let your arms just descend down. I'm going to do this a few more times. So breathing into throat level. Breathe out, descend down. Keep your legs straight for as long as you can. Lovely hamstring stretch. And then bend your knees, let your abdomen rest onto your thighs and lift up with a straight back. Fantastic. That circle in front as the arms descend down. Lovely. So you're breathing in that steadiness. We feel stretched, focused. Down to the earth. Knees bend, core muscles are on. Lifting up straight back. sinking into stillness as the arms come down. We'll make this one the last one. So really focus on your out breath as you come down. Slowly breathing out. You can place your hands onto the ground if that's comfortable for you. Really connect with the earth. And then bend your knees, let your abdomen rest onto your thighs. And then core muscles engage as you rise back up. And the hands come down either side of the body. And then just pause in that standing position for a moment or two. Bring in your right palm underneath, place the left palm on top. And just allow your hands to sit in what we call the Zen Mudra. So one palm's facing up, the other hand sits on top, and the palms are facing upwards, and your tips of your thumbs are connected together. Let me just walk over to the screen. So it looks like, yeah, that's it, with the ends of your thumb together. And then you just rest for a moment, close your eyes in whatever position your feet are in, and just allow yourself to sink steadily into the essence of Prithvi Namaskar, the salutation to the earth. Working with your physical body. And then placing your thumbs together, let the palms of the hands come together, the fingers, and your hands just meet in front of your heart center. Resting in mountain pose. Beautiful. Let your hands rest down by your sides. Come down onto your mats, come onto your tummies, and come down into crocodile pose just for a few moments. Feet separated wide, heels in, toes pointed out, one arm on top of the other, and your forehead is on the backs of your arms. Just breathe in steadily and deeply, feeling your abdomen press down towards the earth. Feet relax. And then bringing your heels in closer together. Sliding your hands underneath your shoulders and just lift yourself back into the pose of a child. And then from your extended child, bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. So your shoulders are above your hands and your hips are above your knees. And then we're just going to enjoy a couple of rounds of Majorasana cat pose. So just moving from the base, feeling each vertebra move as you gently allow that awareness to move along your spine. Breathing out as the back arches and the chin comes down. And breathing in as you're looking forwards. Just feel as though a warm flow of air, some kind of warmth is flowing through your spine. And then come into come back to stillness, so be still. Bend your right elbow, feed your left arm through so you come down into weaving cat. So the side of the head rests on the mat and your shoulders down. Just taking a few breaths down here. And then press down into your palm, lift back up. And do the same thing on the other side. So left elbow bends, right arm comes through. Just taking a few breaths as you relax into that shape. Engage core, breathe in, lift back up. Change sides, repeat that same thing. So you're doing it once more on each side. And then lifting back up once more. Final time. Just one more. Fabulous. Come up onto your knees and bring your left leg forward. Place your hands just behind your knee, breathe in, lengthen your spine. And then sink down into the right hip. So you've got your knee over your foot though, so your knee's not overshooting. So we're doing an extra stretch into psoas muscle. Okay, breathe in, lift back up, swap legs over. I'll do it this way so I can see you. And breathe in, lengthen your spine, and then breathe out, sink down. Sinking into that stretch. Just allowing that psoas muscle to really stretch out. And then lifting back up. Bring both knees back down and then lower yourself back down onto the mat. Just into crocodile pose, just for a couple more seconds. Heels in, toes pointed out. And really, as you breathe, really press your abdomen down into the mat. Your shoulders and hips relax. And then slowly and steadily bring yourself back into a seated position. So you come into pose of a child and then just come back up to seated. Just take your time. So I'm going to do a little bit of demonstrating for you when you come back up here. So we've been working with the triangle poses, and we've been working with a bit of a trio of triangle poses. We've had the Utthita Trikonasana, that's the lateral triangle. We've had Virabhadrasana, which is the warrior, well, the first warrior pose, and we've had what's called the Bhima pose. And you know, I can't remember the Sanskrit for it. I'll have to delve it up. But I just know it as the Bhima pose, but it's also another form of triangle pose. So I thought what I've done is I've put the three of them into a nice little sequence that works. And that's what we'll work with this evening. We'll do it a couple of times, I think. And these poses are just fabulous. They help to ground us. So they make us feel strong in our bodies, but they're also great for helping to release frustrations and irritations, because they really stretch out the sides of the body and they just make you feel great. I'm really enjoying teaching them, so I'm hoping that you're enjoying doing them. So this is today's format. You ready to enjoy some, well, it's part of a little sequence, what we do a lot called the inner fire sequence. Then I've just popped a triangle pose on the end because I thought I might feel nice. So come up to your feet, and what we'll do is we'll work through the sequence of the different movements very, very slowly, so you can get into the alignment of it, and then we'll repeat it again. So it's always best if we come over towards the left-hand side of your mat to begin with, and we're going to come into Tadasana Mountain Pose first of all. Always start with the foundation. So really feel down into your feet, into your legs. And you can close your eyes if you wish and just sink into that steady stance, that essence of the mountain. Strong legs, and feel as though you're sending roots down through your legs. Allow your spine to grow tall. You want to have your hips and pelvis in neutral. Breathe in, let the sternum lift. And then lift your shoulders up towards your ears. And then circle your shoulders back and feel the shoulder blades just draw together. And then release your shoulder blades so they relax down. Lovely. Draw your chin in to lengthen your neck. And feel the crown of your head rise up. Connect with your breath. And as you breathe in now, let your palms come together in front of your heart center. And just feel the connection between the two palms. Release your hands, let your hands come down by your sides. And then we're going to step out towards the right side. And step as far as what's comfortable for you. And then check that your legs feel anchored down. And then you're going to turn the toes of your right foot 90 degrees. And then lift the left heel and take that heel back. And then again, check that your legs feel nice and strong. Core muscles on, hips in neutral. Sternum lift. And then as you breathe in, let your arms lift up. And extend the arms. Really feel that strength in your arms. Breathe in, lengthen your spine. And as you breathe out, turn your head and sink down through your hips. I'm looking forward so I can see you. You're sinking down through your hips. Feel steady and strong, sinking into your warrior pose. The head is looking down the middle finger of your right hand. Tailbone ever so slightly tucked under. Okay, now bend your right elbow and sweep your left arm over so you go into the beamer pose. So you've got that strong, dynamic, extended triangle. And really reach through the fingers, reach out through the fingers and press down into the outside rim of the foot. Now, if it feels a bit difficult with your arm up, you can actually just have your hand rested on your hip if you wanted to. If that felt better for you, you can still get your stretch. Okay, from here, what we're going to do is tilt the hips forward, bring your left hand down towards the ground, and you're going to place your hand on the outside of your right foot. Or if you've got a cushion or something. And you'll have your front knee bent, so your right knee will be bent as well. And then take your awareness down towards your left foot and just lift your heel round so your hips come square. And then you're going to turn from the base of your spine and lift your right arm up. So you're in a twist. That's it. Perfect. And then from your twisted shape, just hold that for a moment. Feel as though somebody's drawing you up through that right arm. Lovely. And then sweep that hand down, your right hand down, past your right hip, and let both arms come to lift up. So both arms are parallel in front of your body and over your right knee. And then you're going to take your left arm all the way across your body. So you're drawing something across. And then just adjust your feet. You might want to just walk your right foot a little bit further out. So it's in line with your medial arch. And then you've got two variations of your triangle. You can either bend your knee and go into it, or you can keep your legs straight and go into it. It's up to you. And then you just reach in through the left hand. Got that triangle shape. You can look up towards your hand if you want to. And then let that arm come across in front. Both feet face forward. Palms face forward. And you're in that expanded position just for a second. Breathe in. Breathe out, fold down to the ground and relax down there. Feel the whole of your spine relax. You can bend your knees and move in your own unique way. Lovely. Walk your feet back together. Bend your knees and slowly come up to standing. And take your hands right through the midline if you wish. And then let those hands come down to rest in front of your heart. Release your hands, let your hands rest. So I hope you enjoyed that little sequence, because we're going to do it again on the other side now. It's nice, isn't it? It's quite powerful. So I should have said before, I forgot though. So when we do the triangle, there's a rotated triangle in there, you know, when we twist like this. So sometimes you can, if it's a bit tricky, you can have a cushion, you know, to pop your hand onto, or a block. That'll make it a bit easier, but you might not need it. You can bend your knee as well. So come over towards the right hand side of your mat. Feel your spine lengthen again. Sternum lift, let your palms come together. And we're coming into mountain pose. Just take a few moments to enter into that strong foundation. Release your hands, let your hands come down. Step out to the left side now. And then turn the toes of your left foot 90 degrees to the left. Lift your right heel up and take your right heel back. You want to check that your hips are facing forwards. Feels a bit weird. And then you're going to breathe in and let the arms expand up and relax the arms down. So it's as though they're being supported by two poles. Breathe in, lengthen your spine. And breathe out, bend that leading knee, sink down through your hips. Lovely. And then you just want to check that your weight is down through the outside rim of the right foot, through your hips and through your left leg. And then turn your head so you're looking down the middle finger of your left hand. Be sinking into your warrior, steadiness and resilience. Bend your left elbow and sweep your right arm across into that warrior, into the beamer shape. That feels good for you. You keep your arm there. If it's more comfortable, you can place your hand on your hip. If you've got your arm stretched out, press down into the outside rim of the right foot and stretch through the fingers on the right. Releasing any tension from the ribs. We're going to bring the hand down, so the right hand is going to come down by the right foot, but you might want to lift your heel up just to allow your hips to move. And then you're going to turn all the way from the base of your spine, so your chest facing towards your left leg, and then lift your left arm up into that twist, into that twisted triangle. But if your arm doesn't want to lift, you can place it on your hip. Feel as though your chest, your torso is turning towards the left side. You're going to bring your left arm down now and sweep it past your hip. You can pause for a moment with the hands on the ground if you wish, and then we're going to lift both arms up so they come to shoulder height. You're doing great. We're going to draw that right arm all the way across the body. It's as though you're drawing light across your body. Both arms are extended out at shoulder height. adjust your feet now. So walk your toes, maybe a centimetre or two, a centimetre or two in, and then just adjust your heel. Core muscles on, bend your knee if you wish. If you don't want to, you don't need to. And then come over into your triangle shape. And you're stretching up through the right side. Head in line with the spine, stacking your shoulder blades. Core muscles on. Lovely. Coming out of it by sweeping that arm down. You lift up, both feet face forwards. Breathe in. As you breathe out, fold down to the earth. And soften and relax here. Soften into your space, into your yoga, your relaxation. Slowly walk your feet back in. Bend your knees and unravel your spine. Lifting up. And if you want to lift your hands all the way up, you can. If you want to keep your arms low, keep your arms low. Just end by your hands, just meeting front of your heart. If you want to close your eyes and rest in that drew point for a moment, it's available to you. When you're ready, relax your hands and just come down to lay down on your mats. Get your blankets and cushions ready. We'll do a few stretches and then we'll have a nice relaxation. The first thing we're going to do though is come onto your backs and hook your knees in and just rock from side to side. And start circling your knees around. And circle the knees the other way as well. So you just enjoy that lovely pressure across the sacrum, because we've really stretched into this area tonight. So it's really nice to relax it. And then just cross your right leg over your left leg, interlace your hands behind the backs of your knees and draw your knees down towards your chest. And breathe out into the stretch. And then change over and interlace the hands behind the backs of your knees again and draw the knees down. So one leg crosses over the other, hands behind back of the knee. Just relaxing into it. Piriformis muscle can get very, very tight. And then relax your legs. We'll work with stage 2. So bring your ankle down and place your ankle just behind your knee. And then you're left with a triangle shaped window. And then you just feed your hand through and then interlace the hands behind the back of your thigh. So this arm goes through that triangle. Nicola, I think you were already doing this one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, the foot's on the other side of your knee. There you go. That's it, you've got it. Just relaxing into that stretch. And then change over Create the same thing on the other side. So ankle goes behind the knee, hand goes through the little gap, and you interlace your hand behind the back. I always find there's a massive difference between the two stages. And then release your legs, bring the feet down onto the mat, extend both arms at shoulder height, and just let your hips, your knees roll from side to side. You can use your core muscles to bring your knees up towards the center. Just enjoy some rocking, that nice pressure, relaxing the muscles along the top of the glutes and the sacrum. And then start to let your knees relax down there and turn your head so you're looking the other way. Don't force them down to the mat or anything, just let gravity do its work. And then change sides, the knees rest at both sides. And then arrive back into the middle. Slide your left leg away, lift your right foot up, place your foot onto your knee, place your opposite hand onto your knee. Take a breath in and let your body move as you breathe out and move into that rotation through your spine. Let your head look the other way. And just relax. And come back to the middle. Swap your feet over, straighten your hips up. Place your left foot onto your right knee, right hand onto your left knee. Thumb on the ground, breathe in. And move as you breathe out into that sideways twist. Let your head move so you're looking the other way. And then come back to the middle. Hook your knees in towards your chest and just gently rock from side to side once more. And then placing your legs onto the mat, let your toes roll out to the side, your palms face up, ready for relaxation. So just relaxing down. The mat underneath, the ground, steady earth. And just taking some slow breaths. Feel the belly expand as you breathe in. And that softness as you breathe out. And then taking a moment to scan through your body and scan up from your feet. Just checking in with your feet, ankles, calf muscles. Just checking in with the knees and the back of the thighs, the hips. And then having that awareness of your abdomen. Relaxing the shoulders and the arms, hands in the face. Sending your awareness now into your feet, into your legs. And just gently tightening the muscles here. Breathe into them and breathe out. Breathing into the knees now and just gently pressing the knees down into the mat. Feel the quads tighten. Breathe out. Coming up now into the hips and just tightening the glutes and tightening your core muscles. So lift pelvic floor, draw the transversus abdominis back down towards the spine. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, just softening. Pressing the shoulders down into the mat. Just rolling the thumbs into the palms, wrapping your fingers around the thumbs, pressing the arms down into the ground. And breathe in. And breathe out. And your head to the left side and to the right. And then let your head be still in the middle. Scrunch up your eyes, furrow the brow, wriggle your nose. And then relax your face. Your eyes relax in. Crown of the head. Now we're going to use the breath to relax the body that little bit more deeply. So allow your awareness to gently move its way down to the soles of your feet. And as you breathe in now, feel a sense of relaxation moving to your feet. And as you breathe in, it soothes the toes, the heel, top of the foot, ball of the foot, the arch, the ankle. That soothing feeling, warm, nurturing, moves into your ankle, into your shin, and up into your knee. Feel that part of your body nourished and relaxed. Now breathing into the knees and allow that feeling of warmth to soothe the knees and the quads, bones within your legs and the hips. Just breathe that nourishing feeling in and breathe it out. Allow that nourishing feeling now to be present in the hips and pelvis, the organs within that area, breathing in that feeling of nourishment, that soothing, nurturing feeling like warmth, feeling of ease, and breathe out. Feeling of ease now is present at the base of the spine. And then allow it to thread its way up through the vertebrae within your back. 24 amazing vertebrae. Breathe in that nurturing feeling all the way up towards your shoulder blades and breathing out. The shoulders nourished and your arms, your hands, face. And breathing out. Forehead, top of the head. And then breathing in now and allowing that nourishing feeling to move to any part of your body. Any cell within your system that's not already benefited, just allow it to move in there now. Soothing feeling, healing on all levels. A soothing balm. Inviting you now to spend a few moments just resting here. Start that process, that return journey back into your physical body, back into your brightness. As you breathe in now, just allow the breath to deepen. Feel as though you're breathing in the promise of a new day. In your mind's eye, just allow an image of the sunrise to appear. From that sunrise, see its warmth and light. Allow that radiant light to reawaken the brain, your eyes, your nose. Breathing in now and allowing that brightness, that freshness to flow down into your lungs, down into the systems within your body, giving you a boost on all levels. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and energetically. That radiant light pours down into your arms and hands, down through the central column of the body into the organs, balancing and harmonizing. It flows into the legs, bringing strong and steady legs, and then into the feet, into your ankles, right into your toes. And then just turning yourself over to whichever side's best for you. And just bringing yourself back into seated position. Just take your time, keep your eyes closed. So whenever you're ready, just pressing your palms down into the mat. And just bringing yourself into a seated position. And then rub your hands together. Some warmth into your hands. And place your nice warm hands over your eyes. Separate your fingers, let the light trickle through. Give your forehead a tap. Your cheeks, your jawline. Give yourself a dust off. Open your arms wide and give yourself a nice big hug. Give the side a hug as well. And then let your arms come up overhead, let your palms come together. Your hands come down in front of your heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So I hope you enjoyed this evening's yoga class. It's a nice collection of nice strong postures there. We've got got a nice little collection going on there. So I hope you enjoy it. I endeavour to actually manage to